Hello everyone, and welcome back to English Lab. Today we are going to go deeper into something that silently slows down your English progress every single day. These are not big, obvious mistakes. They are small habits that feel normal. But when you repeat them every day, they create a big wall between you and real improvement. Let's look at these mistakes more carefully and understand why they are harmful and what you can do instead. The first mistake is learning too much and practicing too little. Many learners spend most of their time watching lessons, reading grammar explanations, and learning new vocabulary. This feels productive because you are receiving a lot of information. But English is a skill, not a subject. Imagine learning how to swim by reading books about swimming but never getting into the water. You may understand everything, but you still cannot swim. The same thing happens with English. If you learn for 1 hour but never speak, write, or use the language, your brain keeps English as knowledge, not as ability. Instead, after learning something new, spend time using it. Make sentences. Speak out loud. Write a short paragraph. Turn knowledge into action. For instance, you watch a 20-minute video about the past tense. You understand the rules very well, but after the video, you close it and do nothing. The next day, you forget most of it. Instead, after watching the video, you say 5 sentences like, "Yesterday I watched a movie, I cooked dinner, or I called my friend." Now the grammar becomes a skill. The second mistake is relying too much on subtitles. When you watch videos with subtitles, you feel like you understand everything. But what is happening is that your eyes are doing the work, not your ears. Your brain becomes very good at reading fast, but your listening skill stays weak. So when subtitles disappear, you feel lost. Instead, try listening without subtitles first. Even if you understand only 10%, your ears are working. After that, you can turn on subtitles to check. This small change trains your listening in the correct way. For instance, you watch a 5-minute video with subtitles and understand almost everything. You feel happy. But when you listen to a podcast without subtitles, you understand almost nothing. This is because you trained your eyes, not your ears. The third mistake is trying to understand every word while listening. This creates stress. When you miss one word, you stop listening and start thinking. While you are thinking, the speaker continues talking and you miss more information. Soon you feel confused and tired. But listening is not about catching every word. Even in your own language, you listen for meaning, not for words. Train yourself to relax and follow the message, not individual words. For instance, you hear, "I was running late because the traffic was terrible." You don't know the phrase running late, so you stop to think. While you are thinking, the next 2 sentences pass and you miss everything. The fourth mistake is being afraid of making mistakes when speaking. Many learners wait for the perfect moment to speak English. They want perfect grammar, perfect pronunciation, and perfect sentences. But this fear stops them from practicing, and without practice, improvement is very slow. Mistakes are not signs of failure. They are signs that you are learning. The more mistakes you make, the faster you improve. For instance, you want to say, "I went to the supermarket yesterday," but you stay silent because you are not sure if "went" is correct, so you say nothing. This silence slows your progress much more than saying a wrong sentence. The fifth mistake is learning vocabulary without context. When you learn a word alone, your brain has nothing to connect it to, so it forgets quickly. But when you learn a word in a sentence, in a story, or in a real situation, your brain remembers it much longer. Always learn vocabulary with context. For instance, you learn the word confused from a list. 2 days later, you forget it. But if you learn it in a sentence like, "I felt confused when I read the instructions," your brain remembers the situation. The sixth mistake is changing learning materials too often. Today, you watch one channel. Tomorrow, you use another app. The next day, you try a different method. This feels exciting, but it prevents deep learning. Your brain needs repetition and familiarity to recognize patterns. Stay with one resource for some time. Let your brain get used to the voice, the style, and the speed. For instance, you listen to 5 different teachers in 1 week. Each teacher speaks differently. Your brain never gets comfortable with any voice, so listening always feels difficult. The seventh mistake is not reviewing old lessons. Many learners love new content, but memory becomes strong through review. If you never go back to old lessons, you forget most of what you learned. Reviewing may feel boring, but it is one of the most powerful learning tools. For instance, you learned 30 new words last week. This week, you learn 30 more. But you never look at the old words again. After 1 month, you forget almost all 60 words. The eighth mistake is translating everything into your native language. When you translate, your brain works slowly. You cannot keep up with real conversations. Try to understand English using English. Use simple English explanations in your mind instead of translating. This helps you think faster. For instance, when you hear "I'm looking forward to it," you try to translate word by word. But native speakers do not think like this. They understand the meaning directly. The ninth mistake is expecting fast results. Many learners feel disappointed when they do not see big improvement in a short time. But English learning is a slow and steady process. Small daily progress creates big results over time. Be patient with yourself. For instance, you study for 2 weeks and expect to understand movies without subtitles. When this does not happen, you feel discouraged and want to quit. The 10th mistake is not making English part of your daily life. English should not exist only during study time. It should be around you every day. Listen to English while doing simple tasks. Read small things in English. Think simple thoughts in English. This daily contact helps your brain become comfortable with the language. For instance, you study English for 1 hour, then spend the rest of the day completely in your native language. Your brain forgets English for many hours. You can see now that these mistakes are not about difficulty. They are about habits. When you change these habits, your English learning becomes smoother, less stressful, and much more effective. Now, think about your own learning routine. Which of these mistakes do you often make? Choose one mistake and change it starting today. If you want more practical and realistic English tips, subscribe to English Lab and turn on the notification bell so you don't miss the next lesson. And share in the comments which mistake you are going to fix first. Thank you for learning with English Lab, and I'll see you in the next video.